All right, so you've come here to learn the best ways to grind tech tree ships. Well, let's get started. So, to start off, people will throw you a lot of ideas on what are the best game modes to play, right? They're going to tell you randoms is the best, ranked is the best, or operations and asymmetricals are the best. Well, I'm here to put the story straight. So, you earn the most XP in randoms and ranked, by far. So those are technically the game modes you're going to want to play the best. Now, before you start and just start jumping in those, I would certainly say some ships are better optimal for ranked as well as tier, of course. So as you're going up the tiers, you can play ranked to make it easier for you to play, to grind up. Because one, ranked matches are normally shorter than randoms, so you're able to kind of use your time more efficiently doing that. Also, as well, with asymmetricals, whenever it's around, that's also a really good mode to grind as well, and so is operations. But off of the base XP and the time investment, randoms and ranked are going to be the fastest, while operations and asymmetricals are slower. And then co-op is going to be the slowest. Special event modes like Brawls or Unbreakable Line are also great modes to grind XP as well. Even if the ship isn't going to do the best in that mode, you're still able to go in and just play and have fun and kind of brawl. You can still go in, test out the ship, like while you're just trying it out, trying to get the feel for it and going on and such. One of the biggest tips or the biggest things that I see a lot of people do early on is they use free XP really, really early on, too early per se. So let's just take a look right here. So as you can see in the tech tree, let's start at the Schlieffen line. So you're going down the Schlieffen line, and let's just say you're at the tier 6. So let's look at the ship in here. Let's see. So as you can see right here, you're going down the line. You have an upgrade for guns. You have an upgrade for gun range. Now, I personally free XP'd through most of this, so it's not really fair to me. But a lot of the time when well, for you guys, it's going to be easier for you guys to play the ship and then free XP to get the better gun performance. And I'm going to explain why. So when you enhance the ship, you make it better. You're going to perform better, which then allows you to earn more base XP. Because base XP is how you're going to be able to earn more credits, be able to earn XP to be able to go to the next ship, so on and so forth, right? Now, if you're just trying to rapid fire go through these ship lines and try to get the higher tier, which I don't really recommend. I'd say if you want to try to get up to like maybe tier 8 and kind of just grind through tier 8 a little bit, you can. But you can spend free XP to get like the holes. I think that's a really good option to do because getting the hole options are really nice and they do help you get to the next ship. So I do consider that really important. And I'm just looking at the battleships here. But at the battleships, for ships tier 8 and above, you're gonna 100% gonna want to get the gun upgrades or whatever upgrades you can do. It's gonna help your performance in the games as well as make you gonna be surviving longer. If you're surviving longer, you're doing more damage. More damage equals more credits, so on and so forth. So that's kind of my one tip with that. If you guys have any questions on that, let me know for sure. Another thing is a lot of people will be asking, is it worth to buy modules on ships? So on ships, you don't plan to keep. So for instance, a lot of people will keep tier 5 and above ships. If you want to buy modules at lower tier, you potentially could if you like the ships, but from tier 5 and above, you want to buy modules all the time. Tier 4 and below, like they're not as important because you only get 2 slots, so it's not as important. But tier 5 and above is where modules start getting really important with the aiming systems and make your guns more accurate. That's really important to have to be able to have more accuracy, because that's when the gun accuracy starts getting better, and that's where you need to start building into it more. So from tier 5 and above, I consider it worth to build into modules so that you're able to start having a better ship build, which allows you to do better in the match, which allows you to earn more credits in Commander XP and so on and so forth, right? So that's my take on the modules. So in World of Warships overall, let's talk about economic bonuses for a moment. You are able to use grays, greens, blues, and reds. Reds are almost impossible to get. Blues are available in dockyard events, in other rare events as well, but they are there. Greens are common. You can buy them with doubloons, and grays are common. You can buy them with doubloons or with coal. I would say when you're first starting to grind out ships like tier 5 and below, don't use economic bonuses. And I'm going to explain why. At the lower tiers, you're going to be earning less base XP because all this is off of percentage based, right? I didn't play any matches today, so I can't really show you guys what I mean. But say you made 100,000 credits. This is going to add 105% to that. And then if you add this, it'll add 20% to the 100,000. So sorry, it'll add 25%. So then you add this, it'll go then to 45%. So on and so forth, right? So say you're playing a higher tier ship, like a premium tier 9, like destroyer, like say like a Groningen or anything of that, right? So when you're playing those higher tiers, you're going to be earning more base XP, which then you can use as a multiplier to then earn more credits. Because credits are based off of base XP and damage on how well you do in a match. And that's how it works for Commander XP and Free XP. It's based off of your base XP and how much damage you do and how much team participation you do, like capturing points, spotting. What else is there? Defending your caps. Stuff like that will add. Taking down fighters. Defending your team from aircraft, so shooting down aircraft from the enemy team. Stuff like that all adds to your base XP, which then you can earn more credits and stuff from. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll save a lot of their rare economic bonuses, the greens and the blues, for when they're taking out their more premium ships, like the Johnson, which is, a premium you can buy. But you can also get ships that are for coal. You can get the Somme for coal from the collection. You can get the Friesland. Sorry, not the Friesland. Where is it? Where's the little son of a gun? The Groningen for coal. And as you can see here, it has enhanced credit earnings and a cheaper service cost, which means that you're able to earn more credits and have a lower credit cost for playing the ship. So they're really good for credit grinding, and they also are really good for crew training. And the reason why is I will show you. So as you can see right here, I have this person on the ship, and this person is clearly not trained for this ship. So I can switch him over, and as you can see, I can do that for free. And I don't have to pay Commander XP to do that. Right? I don't have to. So I can switch that back over. So I don't have to pay that. While if I have the Mogador and say I want to switch this commander with this guy, I have to pay Elite Commander XP to do that, or doubloons, or I can do it for free and I have to earn all the Commander XP up to what he's at to be able to use them, which I don't want to do that. So premium ships or coal ships or any kind of premium ship, which goes from coal ships, steel ships, or whatever, doubloon ships, they all have that bonus where if you're able, like if they're a premium, you can switch the commander room for free, which is a really useful tool in crew training. So a recommendation that I have for grinding up the tech tree is if you're going to be grinding up a tech tree, right? Grinding up in a particular nation, try to get a coal ship or a doubloon ship that is for that nation that is tier 7, 8, or potentially 9. Something where you can switch the commander to grind that commander XP. So you can get to a level 21 commander, and when you get to that 21 point commander, then you can use that to then train other commanders, because when your commander reaches 21 points, its excess commander points then go into a reserve of commander points. As you can see right here, I have 1.7 million, and that's from all the extra commanders of the all the extra commander, the 21 point commander, all that extra elite commander XP going there from my 21 point commanders when I play them in battle. So it's very useful in that regard. So I say that's a pretty good recommendation for grinding up a tech tree. Have a premium or a coal ship that you can play along with the tech tree to help you grind credits and to help you grind commander XP. And I would normally say try to pick a coal ship or doubloon ship you can play in operations, or like randoms. Like, yeah, you can get one for randoms, but operations is more of like a solid. You'll get a solid base XP pretty much every time. So operations, like if you like playing operations more, I would honestly get a battleship, or get a battleship for operations, or a cruiser for operations. If you plan on playing more randoms, I would say take a DD. A DD would do very well in that regard, right? A DD would do very well in randoms, like the Jaeger. The Jaeger would do very well in randoms, while it can do very well in randoms and operations. The Grotigan also would do very well in randoms. In operations, it'd be a little bit rougher for it because you always have to move around a lot. There's certain maps in operations that the Groningen does very well, but sometimes it'll suffer in there. But the Groningen really excels in randoms and ranked. And Jaeger also excels in ranked. I forgot to mention that. It also excels really well in ranked. Jaeger also does very well on the Unbreakable line. It does really well there too. If you guys don't like playing any of those modes and you do co-op, you can do that as well. But I would highly advise not using any economic bonuses in co-op. It has the least base XP earnings, so you're not going to earn like barely anything. It's not worth it at all. For randoms, operations, unbreakable line ranked, you can take in economic bonuses. I would say for ranked, randoms, and operations, or these four right here, the random operation with flagship, and ranked, those are where you want to take the blue bonuses. For unbreakable, you can take greens, and then gray. Like, if you really want to, you can take grays into co-op, but like overall, you're saving these bonuses for tier 7 and above, because that's where the grinding starts getting hard, and that's where the base XP also gets better for earning credits, commander XP, and free XP. So that's why I recommend that. And if you guys have any particular questions on my reasoning why, you can write them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm trying to spend a little bit of time in detail here, because a lot of people will get confused why I'm only recommending tier 7 and above premium ships. It's not worth it to get a tier 6 and below one, because the base XP isn't good enough for the value that you're spending out of it, right? Tier 7 and above, you're going to earn way more credits, way more commander XP and free XP from it, while a tier 6 and below, you're not going to earn as much. So overall, I don't think it's worth it as much. If you can get them for free, that's fantastic. But overall, I would suggest not doing it and focusing more on the tier 7s and above, and more ships that you're grinding down. So say you're grinding down a German line, right? I would recommend you picking the Scharnhorst 43 as a coal ship for you to get, since you can get it for free with coal, or you can also get it with doubloons, which is nice as well. So you can get it for coal, or if I could find it real quick, you can get it for coal or doubloons, depending upon what you're wanting to spend. And Scharnhorst 43 is a really fun ship, does really well in all aspects, ranked, randoms, brawls, operations, you name it, it does really well. It's a really fun ship, and I highly recommend it to literally everyone. If you're going down a German line, the Charge Trade 3 would be a great commander trainer and credit grinder for you. Another big tip for grinding down when you're grinding down tech trees, going from all the way 1 to tier 10, is saving signals. This is one of the biggest credit wasters in the game. It's meant for the higher tiers where these numbers really matter, like tier 10, tier 9 ish, or supers. So if you're newer to the game, do not waste your signals. You need to save them for the higher tiers when you're using your economic bonuses. I try to do a rule of thumb. If you're using economic bonuses, you want to use signals of some kind to help you do better. And that doesn't mean you just do a maximum of 8 signals. You do a few. Don't do all of them. Because if you're running 8 signals, it can cost you about 2 million in signals per match, by the way. 2 million. No. Is it 2 million? No. It's like, I think the max is like 1.5. And that's mostly if you take the 2 fire flags. But it can get really expensive in signals, like up to 1.5, 1.2-ish million. It can be a lot of credits. And I highly recommend that you do not use these signals until higher tier. And if you do decide to use some signals, make sure to use like the bare minimum. So for instance, ramming flags, they only cost 12,000 credits. You can use that one. That's a really good flag they're really cheap. 12,000 credits isn't that much per match. The fire extinguishing one, that's 96,000. That's a lot of credits to use. See, 96,000, 120,000, 96,000. All these are extremely expensive flags, and it's not cheap. 96,000 credits per match, that's a lot of credits. So when you're running a secondary ship, this is 48,000. That isn't as bad. So if you're running a secondary battleship or cruiser, you can run this signal and the ramming, and that costs you 60,000 per match, which isn't that bad. But if you look over at all these individual costs, you can understand why people like me tell you guys not to use it. Because if you use them, you're going to use up all of those credits that you're grinding. And especially when you're new to the game, credits are very rare. And it's very hard to grind them. And it takes a very, very long time, especially when you're new and you're getting right into the game. Very, 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 very hard. And I completely get it. It takes a very long time for sure. But those are some tips I can give you guys for grinding down tech trees. If there's another good tip as well that I would recommend. So you can get commanders. A 10-point commander for 1,500 doubloons. Or for 35,000 coal. And there's a lot of them that you can get. There's a lot of them. Some pretty hot ones too while you're at it. And I think these are great deals. Having that 10-point commander from the start is really good. And the reason why, I'm going to explain it for a moment here. I'll take a moment to explain my thought process here. The reason why it's good to get a 10-point commander, let me just transfer one over so I can show you guys. So if you have a 10-point commander, so say you're doing a build for a DD, preventative maintenance, last stand, survivability expert, and concealment. These 4 skills right here, right off the bat, gives you extra health. It makes it where your engine doesn't go fully out in your rudder, and it makes it where your guns and your modules get knocked out less already. So you already have the advantage on people that don't have these modules already done, and you get concealment right off the bat, which is amazing for destroyers or cruisers. Getting that 10-point build is very important. And once you have that 10-point, you can grind it down, get your 14-point build, and then your 18-point and your 21-point build, and so on and so forth. And you can grind your commander that you're grinding on your tech tree. You can grind it on your premium ship. And then you can switch it back over to your tech tree and so on and so forth. Now, some people will say, I've been really thinking about this over time, about the overall aspect of keeping ships. If you're newer to the game and you're not going to have a lot of port slots, I would say don't sell all of your don't sell all the tech trees that you're going down. You're gonna want to keep some as you're gonna keep like the tier 5s and above, so you can go back and play them as you're going through them. But over time, you're gonna have to start selling some or buying port slots. You do get port slots in game for free over time by playing from event passes and other events. But yeah, they are becoming a little bit more rare, so you're gonna have to spend some doubloons on them, but you can earn doubloons in ranked. So if you go to profile, you go over to ranked. So bronze, silver, and gold. As you can see here, you can earn steel and doubloons by playing ranked. And the higher up you get in ranked, the more doubloons you can earn. And ranked resets every 2 weeks. So whatever league you are in, you go back to 0 and you can earn all the awards over again. So it's a really good way to earn steel, doubloons, and if you're at gold, you can earn Research Bureau points as well. The Research Bureau points you can also use to get signals, which a lot of people are probably going to frown upon you to do that because a lot of people look and like, oh, I want the ships, I want the unique upgrades. But you can also use them to get signals, which can be a pretty good deal if you know how to grind the Research Bureau points. But yeah, overall, that is just a. I could just go in depth on this forever and ever, right? On the best ways to grind tech trees. Like, this video could go on forever. But I think this is a great stopping point. And if you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below. But I do appreciate y'all watching. If you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. I hope this video helps you all. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.